April 3rd, 2023, and I'm talking about the 7.7 Taiwan earthquake. As you know, if you haven't heard about this, you probably will read about it at some point. It's been reported that it's been a devastating earthquake last night, which was early in the morning there in Taiwan. And buildings collapsed, and it was a devastating earthquake. As if you've seen the footage, it was quite devastating. That's just the best word for it. I was reading in Luke, and it's Luke 21:25, and it says, "And there will be signs in the sun, in the moon, and in the stars, and on the earth distress of nations with perplexity, and the sea and the waves roaring, for men's hearts were failing for fear of the expectation of those things that are coming on the earth, and the powers of the heavens will be shaken." And the reason I quoted that scripture is because of what's coming upon this earth. As a 7.7 is one thing, but what's coming is next. Something greater is happening. Now, people have been saying for a while something big is about to happen, and that seems like that's what was the big one. But something bigger is happening. When it says in Luke 21:25 through 27, and this being the scripture, those seas roaring is the tsunamis that were predicted to happen in Japan because of that earthquake. Now, when we read this scripture, when we break it down little bit by little, there will be sign of the sun, moon, and stars. That's happening April 8th. And on the earth, distress the nations with perplexity. We don't know what exactly is going to happen as a result of that. Some people predict there's going to be a lot of mayhem, possibly. We don't know. I mean, we could predict it, but again, we don't know that for sure. But it goes on to say the powers of the heavens will be shaken. There's also a comet called the Devil's Comet that's coming through, a planetary alignment, and then Cetus, the whale constellation. Now, listening to Carol Vay's report, and I'm going to link Carol Vay's report on the solar eclipse. She did a very good study on this, and that's her homework, by the way. If you haven't heard her report, you need to. She talked about this at length with the description of a spring rapture. A spring rapture makes sense to her report as she details her understanding through scripture. So, if you're curious, check it out. But she's inspired me to do this video. And that's it for my report right now. I just want to pass along this link so that you get a chance to listen to her. She is well worth it. I have a lot of newcomers, including family, that don't watch a lot of these reports. So I encourage you to watch that report by Carol Vay in the link in the description box below. God bless you and have a great afternoon.